Alrighty then, so here we are, and this is game number 1 between Fate and Doubt. Clash of the Titans round number 2, and interestingly enough, both of these guys haven't played a game in the tournament yet, neither of them playing a single game, as they both got admin wins in the first round. So this is their first tournament game of the tournament so far. And down to the south of the map in blue, we do have Doubt. He's playing as Spanish, and up to the north in red we've got Fate playing as Spanish as well. So pretty interesting matchup, Doubt versus Fate. Doubt, of course, the Serbian monster of AOC, complete legend, and you know, at one stage undoubtedly the top player of all time. Fate up to the north, been around for a long time as well, but probably not with quite so many credentials. More known as a Black Forest player, but also pretty well rounded in other maps as well, and pretty damn good in with all due respect. So we should have a pretty interesting sort of set of games here. Of course, this is a best of 5, so it is the first to 3 wins. So we could see 3 games if it's a 3-0 victory, or we could see up to 5. But either way, it's going to be Clash of the Titans map pack for the first one, and it seems like we've picked Baltic, or got given Baltic here. Second game will be the home map of the loser, and the third game will be the home map of the winner of game 1. And after that, it'll be a light random and an Arabia if we get to that stage of the game, I suppose. So Doubt then, a while back, he did have a really rough patch. He hurt his hand, he was out for quite some time, came back to AOC for the Grandmasters League, I believe, and didn't do so well. He was a little bit slow, a little bit clunky, wasn't able to play to the best of his ability. And since then, he's kind of still been making a bit of a recovery, in my opinion. But recently, really getting back onto top form. He's actually been playing a lot of high-rated games recently, even taking games from people like the Viper and other top players. So Doubt is certainly on form. However, I've not really seen so much about Fate recently on AOC Zone. I've not really seen all too much from him in terms of expert game replays. Not really sure who he's been playing up against recently and how he's been doing in terms of winning, well, victories and losses against other people in the community. So I'm going to be interested to see how this set actually ends up. Of course, our map, as I said, Baltic, and you know, we can expect to see some pretty standard stuff right here, and that standard stuff, of course, will include massive fights for the water, galley war. I'm just going to check CoT map pack version 2. Yep. So pretty much going to be galleys for the first good portion of the game, unless either of them does try something a little bit different. Now, it's possible to go for a landing. Of course it is. It's possible to even go for land pressure if one person doesn't wall up. And I believe we saw this earlier in the tournament. I can't remember which game it was, but in round 1, I believe that one person didn't wall up on his side of the map. The other person didn't even bother going for water and decided to land him straight away. Eventually, I think, ended up losing that game because water just has such a huge impact on the outcome. And if you have a look at this dock position for Doubt right here, look how many big fish he's got right there. That's madness. So many big fish right outside of his dock. Really efficient fishing right there. And he's going to be able to take lots of food from that, gain a really nice advantage. Well, not advantage, but a really nice food income. Fate also docking right here with a lot of big fish nearby, very close to his dock. A little bit less than Doubt, I would say. But right now, Fate does seem to be pretty much neck and neck with Doubt. I think score-wise, Fate a little bit further ahead. I'd put that down to scouting. It's kind of hard to see, but we'll keep a very close eye on their food count and their population. I think both of them probably going to aim to go with 4 fishing ships and then up to feudal. Question is, what are they going to do once they get up to the feudal age? Are they going to add 3 docks, or are they going to add 4, or have 4 even? Obviously, standard's going to be 3, possibly into 4. But it depends how much they really want to focus on the water and how much they really want to go for that galley war and push it. Doubt in this situation, getting up to the feudal age a little bit further, slightly further ahead, both on 25 population. So Doubt having a little bit more of an efficient dark age right there. And of course, in water maps like this, it's so important that you get every little advantage you can at the start of the game. Obviously, being able to get up to the feudal age quickly, able to get those galleys out faster. And I think in this situation as well, the fact that both of them playing as Spanish, I think that's really going to decrease the chance of any sort of land attack coming in, because land attacks from Spanish, they don't have great archers. Well, they can obviously make archers, but upgrading them to crossbow is not a possibility, and therefore flushing with the Spanish not always so great. So it's kind of very well lending with civs to actually go for a galley rush on the water. So at the moment then, Doubt getting up slightly further, we can see instantly putting those galleys out. And I'm going to be really curious to see who has the better micromanagement here. Fate having a little bit of a scout war, getting his villager involved, of course. And Doubt just going to be trying to slow that dock down right now. I'm surprised really he didn't go for the villager there. He will lose his scout, of course, which is not really that handy, because you're going to want your scout out to be able to keep an eye on what your opponent's doing. So losing that, a little bit of a bit of a downside for Doubt, I'd say. Delayed that dock slightly, but Fate getting his third dock up first. However, Doubt going to have his not fishing ships, galleys out first. A little bit worried about his house placement here though. He's clearly trying to get houses up in a rush, and he's actually blocked putting up a farm there, I think, which is not ideal. But obviously you want to put your houses a bit further out so you put farms around. So right now though, Doubt, with the aggression coming in, going to be trying to take out as much damage from, well, take off as much damage as he can from these ships from Fate. But Fate, with that third dock out slightly sooner, is probably going to counteract the fact that Doubt did get the first two galleys out faster. Whereas in this situation, getting that blacksmith is also important. And you can see already that Doubt has that extra villager on gold right there, so he's intending to get fletching quite quickly. We have a look over at Fate, he's still got the 4 on gold, so he's probably going to be having a much more delayed fletching in this situation. I think Doubt here going to be trying to rely on his micromanagement skills as much as possible, and perhaps getting that fletching earlier, as he is doing right now, going to give him a little bit of an advantage in terms of being able to micromanage on the water right here, and perhaps able to aid him in taking out some more galleys from Fate. You see Fate's blacksmith there, much slower to come down, and he still hasn't added the extra villagers to gold yet, so he's going to struggle to afford that as well if he does continue galley production from all 3 docks. I'm going to be curious to see who adds in a 4th dock, if either of them does go for it. I think adding in the 4th dock is really necessary if you are going to go for a prolonged feudal, well, galley war even. Obviously getting that extra production out, enabling you to really take advantage of how many units you have, or how many units you can be able to produce, is going to make a big difference. Doubt's micro here though, really nice, able to take out a lot of health off of these ships. Of course, not sinking any just yet, but right now his micromanagement is pretty top. We have a look at the ships for Fate, some of them are very low indeed. And obviously Doubt here with a little bit more HP on these galleys for now. Now this is what I'm saying about seeding farms. He's going to have to delete like this house and this house if he wants to put farms all the way around, which is not ideal, let's be honest. Still sticking everything on wood and gold for now, and that fletching is done. I think Fate probably going to have fletching now. Yes, he has indeed. And Doubt there going for a little bit of a pot shot on that galley. Not galley, fishing ship even. I'm going to try and take out those fishing ships where he can as well. At a quick glance though, it seems like Fate does have the numbers advantage. 14 ships for Doubt on the water, and it's actually 14 for Fate as well. Just looking at that, it did look like Fate had more, but they're actually exactly even. I think Fate now probably with a higher score due to his scouting. If you have a look at his scouting, it's much more than Doubt, as Doubt of course did lose his scout earlier on. So the question is now how they continue with this. Fate adding in a few more villages right here to gold. That's either an indication that he's going to continue with 4 docks, which he's added this 4th one in right now, or he's going to try and get up to Castle Age a little bit sooner. At the moment, not seeing any farms, and it would appear that Doubt aiming to go with a faster Castle Age with 3 docks, Fate going to go for 4 and get water control a little bit sooner by the looks of things. We have a look at Doubt's food. It's starting to reach the 800 mark, just up at 500 now. Fate a little bit further behind on just under 400, but as I said, not seeding any of those farms in does mean that he's going to delay his Castle Age, but at the same time, he is adding in extra galleys, and he's going to be trying to get ahead right here in terms of galley count. So both of them going for a pretty different strategy. Doubt going for that faster castle. Fate going for the sheer numbers. And now this is where it can get a little bit dicey for Doubt. If he's struggling with numbers here and Fate's really starting to get ahead, then it's going to be a bit awkward for him. I think Doubt there, though, attempting to scout out how many docks he had, sending those 2 ships forward, still doesn't know how many docks Fate has at this stage. So it's kind of a little bit risky for Doubt right now, because if he does just go in right here, Fate has got the potential to just push forwards, use greater numbers to take Doubt out. Doubt is up to the castle age, however, so if he can hold in there, get the war galley upgrade, and then turn around and attack Fate right back, then he's going to be in a great situation. Both of them here try to micro their asses off to get what they can, but neither of them really sinking too many ships at this stage of the game. Fate up to castle age as well, and you know, he's not seeded any farms, so I'm actually curious as to how he's managed to do that. I guess he had villagers on berries much earlier, and of course he's still taking some sheep as well, but really not that far behind in terms of getting up to castle, and he has had that extra dock, remember, so as long as he's actually been able to keep galley production up, he should be ahead in galleys right now, you'd think. 23 to 25. So Fate somehow, even with the extra dock for longer, falling behind in galley production here. And Doubt now has got his 4th galley out, 4th dock out, and he will be producing all at once. So going to be pretty close going into the castle age, I think. Doubt starting to get a small advantage in terms of numbers, which we'll see if he can actually, you know, make that work to his advantage. That food, though, really important. Able to get that galley upgrade, war galley upgrade straight away, and bodkin arrow, and having enough food for that is so crucial. Fate gonna have enough food for that as well, just going down to 24 food right there. And I'm a little bit disappointed that this map is actually, well, Baltic, Mediterranean, whatever it is, because it does mean we are just going to see galley war, but Doubt there piling in. He knows the upgrade for war galley is going to come in any second. He has got the +2 and the war galley done. Fate just getting bodkin arrow right now, but Fate didn't retreat at the right time, and he's just going to lose a lot of galleys in this situation. Doubt bringing in some reinforcements right now, and this battle could go in favour of Doubt quite easily, judging by the fact that those upgrades came in so much sooner, the fact he has more ships on the water. And now this could be really, really bad for Fate at this stage. He is going to lose his fishing ships. He is going to lose his entire navy, it seems. And really, really not willing to just run there with his galleys. I mean, if he ran back for a couple of seconds, got the upgrades, turned around and then fought, it would have been a different story. But he knew that Doubt had that upgrade advantage, or the upgrade to castle advantage. And Fate now looking to get the fishing ships of Doubt, going to meet the rest of his war galleys, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it, which is a huge blow to him. Doubt right now should be adding in fishing ships, and we can see he is adding them in slowly but surely once he gets the wood. And now for Fate, oh Fate, this is not a good situation to be in. He's just lost water, he's walling up the edges of the map, and he's going to have to boom it up. Now there's a couple of things he can do here. He's pretty easily, well, pretty conclusively lost the water. 2 options. He could either try and rebuild docks and take the water back once Doubt's kind of stopped creating any more war galleys, or he could just try and boom it up on land, go maybe 4, 5, maybe even 6 TCs, do a mega boom on land, and get back into it that way with a faster Imperial time. Obviously, he is going to be up against Doubt, who will have a better economy thanks to the extra fishing ships he's beginning to plant already. Doubt on the 2nd TC right now. The 3rd one I don't think he's got up, so we delayed on that slightly. But bear in mind, he is going to have this extra fish. He is just adding in his 3rd TC right now. There it is, right here on the gold. Fate on the 3, and I think it would be very wise for Fate at this stage to start adding in the 4th and the 5th TC as well. Interestingly enough, he has got 50 stone in the bank, so he's had to buy some stone there as well. Also adding in a monastery right here, so he will be able to defend from any knights that may come in. But Doubt here, really, really good play by him, instantly sending those war galleys out across the map to prevent Fate from getting any more docks up, and putting in these extra fishing ships, because the fish here are just so damn good. Look at that. Doubt's going to get so much food from this, as well as the fact he's up to 3 TCs right now. So Fate's in for a tough time. Population we can see. Doubt on 86, Fate on 53. but he is going to hang in there, and it is certainly possible to bring this game back. You've just got to be very careful how you play it. You've got to get up to the Imperial Age in a good time. You've got to really turtle up, get your economy to a point where it's stronger than your opponents. And I really think that if Fate goes for 4, maybe 5 TCs here, probably 5 minimum actually, he's going to be in a much better situation. So we'll see how he decides to play it. It's not all over, but he is going to be in a much worse situation. Doubt though, doesn't seem like he's just going to leave him to it. He's not going to let him boom up, of course not, why would he? Gonna send those villagers over in a transport ship, and of course he knows that Fate right now probably gonna be in full boom mode. So Doubt gonna take advantage of that, make a landing, and a castle down on the front right there. We'll see some conquistadors coming out from him, and oh dear, for Fate right now, conquistadors are gonna be terrible. Conquistadors, great range, high maneuverability, a lot of damage to villagers as well, and you know, if he gets 5 or 6 conquistadors out here, this section of the map going to be brought under his control so quickly. Again, at the back right here, he can do so much damage with them. And Doubt, instead of just sitting in his base and being like, yeah, I've got the advantage, he's actually moving forwards and going to keep the pressure on. Not going to give Fate the time to even boom back up. So really nice play by Doubt here. Conquistadors coming straight out. Siege Workshop as well for good measure. And Fate shouldn't be able to see this. He obviously knows that the war galleys are here, but no idea of the castle yet, no idea of the siege workshop. Houses have such low line of sight, of course, and Doubt. Conquistadors, probably mangonels and rams, and Fate is not going to be able to defend that with just monks. Seems like he is going to do the strategies that I sort of thought he would. Go for a fast Imperial, try and take the water back with perhaps a castle on the shore. But it's going to be tough because he's not prepared. He must have seen it. What? Wow, Fate. Walling up right now. He's walling up like he knows there's a landing. But he doesn't know there's a landing, apart from perhaps that house that just went up right there. But Doubt moving out straight away right now, gonna stop him from actually walling up. And once those conquistadors are in, he's not gonna be able to stop, or he will be able to stop Fate from putting up any more stone walls at all. So Doubt right here, gonna be in a good position. Gonna be taking out a lot of villagers very easily. And got to keep moving forwards, of course. Fate is up to the Imperial Age, though. Of course, Doubt going to be much slower to reach Imperial, as he is investing in a lot of army right here. But once Fate gets to Imperial, what's he going to be able to do? Well, he's probably planning on putting a castle down, but he's lacking the stone for it at the moment. He just spent a load of it on walls right here. His economy looking absolutely in shambles at this stage as well. So Doubt, I wouldn't be surprised if he does take this game. And Fate just going to put up what he can to defend this stone here, walling up as quickly as he can as well. But Doubt moving in with the rams. And Fate has nothing to stop this. Another castle going up on the front right here. Barracks and stable for good measure, so he can add some knights in, or even go for, I don't know, whatever he feels like really at this stage. And I don't know, Fate going to be so hard pressed to defend from this, as I say. What's he going to do once he hits up to Imp, though? That's the question. I mean, he's got no stone for a castle. He's literally just going for skirmishes right now, which I guess makes sense to fight off the conquistadors. But Doubt could easily add in some knights, which would counter that extremely quickly. And now, Fate up to Imp. The skirmisher, elite skirmisher upgrades being done, of course. Blacksmith, well, we're not seeing anything. He's got no gold for it. No bracer for him. I'm just going to mass these skirms up, but in the meanwhile, Doubt going to be taking out most of his economy, it seems. Not to mention the fact he's almost up to Imp as well, which will mean that troops will be coming out instantly. More conquistadors as well, at the moment from 2 castles. The elite conquistador upgrade, always an option also. And Fate right now just suiciding his villagers, it seems, to get these rams down, but the rams are going to stay up. Capture ram, siege ram, all a possibility for Doubt right here as well. And Doubt just going to move in. Fate putting up so many towers, but towers are not going to defend against these rams. It's using villagers to take the rams out, but the Conquistadors just cutting them down so quickly. I don't know why Fate is continuing to play on right now. Surely when Doubt hits Imp, he's going to say GG. If he doesn't, it's pretty futile at this stage. There's the GG from Doubt. Game number 1 going to... Sorry, GG from Fate even. Game number 1 going to Doubt right there. And I'm going to come out right now. We'll go to game number 2.